Hello, everybody. I just wanted to do a video on the Yankees. They have come to terms on a 5-year deal. Don't know the money and any of that stuff. I just know a lot of people are liking the deal, thinking that the Yankees let him come to them and Boris come to them with Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger. So I think he was a must get. I think we had to get him. But I think we overpaid for Cody Bellinger nonetheless. I think 5 years, I could have seen like 3 or 2 for a player of his caliber. Although we might not have a 2027 baseball season, there might be a strike. So then we would only have him for a year, technically, right? I mean, so maybe 5 years was better in that regard. But as for was the player worth the money? And I'll tell you, um, Boris and his client Cody Bellinger were looking for 7 years. No one was giving him 7 years. I don't think no one was giving him that. The Mets just made a deal last night, a trade for what's his name, Ryan Roberts or something Roberts. He's an outfielder from the Chicago White Sox. So I think that took them out of the running. And they also got Bichette. Uh, what is his name? Bo Bichette. They got. I was thinking his brother Dante Bichette Jr. that was a Yankee briefly in our minor league system, and I think he came up a little bit too and just didn't do much. So I don't think he's in baseball anymore. Not that I know of anyway. But Bo Bichette, and they got that Roberts outfielder from the White Sox. So is it Ryan Roberts Jr.? Is that his name? So I think that took them out of the running ultimately. It was down to us and the Mets. For some reason, for some reason the Blue Jays weren't in it anymore. They were out of it. Maybe because of deals they had made already, and they just didn't feel comfortable giving him more than what we were offering. And also the Phillies were out of it, according to sources as well. So it was down to the Mets and the Yankees. And when they made that trade for that center fielder from the White Sox, they were out of it completely at that point. And the Yankees got their man. I think I was wavering on whether to get the MLB TV package, and I think I was gonna get it, but play it by ear. If they had lost badly in the early part of the season and looked bad, I was going to cancel eventually. Because I don't have a lot of faith in this team. I think once we get our pitching back, once we get Cole, once we get Rodon, and I think Schmidt's coming back as well. Once we get all those guys back, we made a trade for Ryan Weathers, which I believe his dad played for the Yankees or some stuff like that. So he's actually really under the radar. Good sign, good trade. Weathers, I think he is going to be a really good guy to have in the rotation, especially early on. Especially with our pitching guru of a pitching coach, Blake. I think Blake is going to really fix him and turn him into something special. And I think we need one more pitcher in the trade. That would really make it good. I Whoever that might be, whether it's a guy in I forget his name, the guy is Peralta in the Brewers, or um whether it's somebody else, who knows. But I feel like one more pitcher would really make this team good. Uh, you could make the case we made the playoffs last year. We beat the Red Sox in the first round of the playoffs. We um, basically uh, lost to the Toronto Blue Jays pretty badly. They pretty much kicked our butts. Um, but we're basically running that same team back next year. Uh, we'll see what happens with the shortstop position. to start the season. It's going to be Caballero, who's that other guy? Like Rosario. It's gonna be like those two because uh, Volpe's coming back from he had what do you call it when you got those bone spurs in your elbow? Kind of the same thing as um, Rodon has as well. So those two are going to be out early on. So but it has been widely talked about that the Yankees are saying that it's not Volpe's job. It's his to win. He has to win the spot. He has to prove himself. And if the other guys that take over for him do really good, if Caballero and Rosario do really good, and he might lose his job, at least for the time being, which might not be such a bad thing, actually, but we will see. And also, um, we have a young kid in the minors. What's his name? Lombard Jr. He could be a guy that comes up like mid-season and really makes a name for himself. He kind of reminds me of a young A-Rod or something, or a young Jeter or whatever. So he, big guy, big frame, righty, bats kind of similarly to A-Rod. I really like what I see from this kid. He looked really good in preseason last year. If it don't work out um, if it don't work out with Volpe, I think your next shortstop of this team long term is going to be George Lombard Jr. So um, without Cody Bellinger, I think it was really risky to even think about being good this year, let alone making the playoffs. How does one guy change the fate of a team? But he's good defensively, and I hate when people say Grisham ain't good defensively. Everything I ever saw of the guy out there in the outfield, he's really good defensively. I mean, guys mess up sometimes. Guys bobble a ball or whatever. He looked pretty good. I thought he looked really good. I would say he's above average fielder. So I don't think that would have been a problem. Judge, obviously not the greatest fielder, but hey, he makes do with what he's got going on, and he makes up for it with the bat. So I think this was a big signing, and I think we need at least one more pitcher to call it a season, and then we go into the season with what we have and hope for the best. Um, well, one thing's for sure: if we have to face Toronto again in the playoffs, they're not going to have Bo Bichette. He's a Met, you know. And I'll say, let me go to the Mets a little here. I'm not picking on the Mets. You know, my mom's a Mets fan. I'm not trying to pick on them or anything, but they did a lot of things with their offense in the offseason. But their pitching is still suspect as hell. I heard a guy on the radio talking about the young kid should have been called up earlier last year, but they stunk. What would that have done any difference? And Clay Holmes, he stunk most of the year. I think like his last start was pretty good, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'd be like bragging about the pitching staff looking good, even if they got like one pitcher in a trade. I think it would be like the pitching would still be suspect. I mean, if I'm a Mets fan, I'm like, why aren't we going out and getting pitching? You know, I don't know. Even if they get a guy like Peralta or Gore, it still doesn't instill much. If I'm a Met fan, it still wouldn't instill much confidence in me that the pitching staff is going to be any good. Whereas the Yankees have went healthy, one of the best pitching staff, and then Max Fried and Cole and Rodon and oh man, they got us and Schlittler. I'm forgetting Schlittler as well. He did really good last year, and if we get one more pitcher and we got uh, Schmidt coming back as well, and we got Ryan Weathers. Is that his name? Ryan Weathers. We got we got a stacked rotation once everyone's healthy. That should be the strong point of the team. So anyway, that's gonna be it, guys. So glad we got Bellinger. So glad that it's not being talked about. So glad my football team got my Giants got their coach in Harbaugh going a different direction there. Baseball, football, you know. Um, yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day. Have a great day, everybody. Hope you're all doing wonderful. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. I wish you all the best. God bless, and may the force be with you. Go Yankees. Go Giants.